Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing nobody can die anymore. Hospitals are full, but nobody flatlines. Old people keep getting older. Dangerous diseases still hurt, accidents still happen, but somehow humans survive every single time. At first, it sounds like the greatest thing ever. No funerals, no fear of losing family, no countdown hanging over your head. For the first few years, the world would probably celebrate. Scientists would call it the biggest breakthrough in history. News channels would run happy stories all day. People would suddenly take more risks. Skydiving businesses would explode, literally and financially. Soldiers could survive gunshots. Doctors could save patients who were once impossible to save. But very quickly, something strange would happen. The world would stop moving forward. Right now, death quietly controls almost everything around us. It sounds dark, but it's true. Every generation leaves space for the next one. New ideas replace old ones. Homes become available. Jobs open up. Power changes hands. Without death, none of that happens anymore. Imagine a company where the boss never retires. Ever. Now imagine that happening everywhere. Presidents stay presidents for 200 years. Billionaires keep their wealth forever. Your landlord from 2026 is still your landlord in the year 2180. Still raising rent somehow. Some things truly never change. Then there's population. Around 140 million babies are born every year on Earth. Normally, deaths balance part of that out. But if nobody dies, population numbers would shoot upward fast. Cities would become packed. Apartments would get smaller and smaller. Some people might live underground. Others might move into giant stacked buildings that look more like storage shelves for humans. Food would become a huge problem. Scientists already warn that Earth's resources are limited. Water, farmland, energy, all of it has a limit. Even today, countries struggle to feed millions of people. An immortal population would push the planet harder than ever before. And nature wouldn't adapt kindly. Forests would disappear faster. Oceans would be overfished. Animal species would vanish even quicker. Humans would survive, but many other living things probably wouldn't. Ironically, immortality for one species could become disaster for countless others. But maybe the weirdest change wouldn't be physical. It would be mental. A lot of people think eternal life means eternal happiness. Psychology suggests the opposite could happen. Human brains are deeply connected to meaning, and meaning often comes from knowing time is limited. There's actually research showing that people value moments more when they know they won't last forever. It's part of something called terror management theory. Strange name, but simple idea. Humans create goals, relationships, and purpose partly because life ends someday. Take that ending away, and motivation might slowly collapse. Why rush to learn guitar this year if you have forever? Why fix your relationship today if you can do it in 80 years? Procrastination would become humanity's favorite hobby. Some people might stop caring completely. Others might become trapped in endless routines. Imagine working the same job for 300 years. Even your coffee machine would get tired of seeing you. Memory would also become a serious issue. Human brains are not built to store centuries of life. Neuroscientists already know memories fade, overlap, and change over time. So after 500 years, would you even remember your childhood clearly? Or would your mind feel like an old phone with too many tabs open? Some scientists think immortality could even increase mental illness. Grief would still exist because relationships could still end. Pain would still exist. Trauma would still exist. The only thing removed is the escape at the end. And then comes the biggest question. What happens to aging? If humans cannot die, does the body still grow old? Because there's a terrifying version of immortality where your body keeps aging forever. Your organs weaken, bones hurt, muscles disappear, but you remain alive no matter what. That means people could spend centuries trapped inside bodies that no longer work properly. In nature, something similar already exists. There's a jellyfish called Turritopsis dohrnii that can basically reset its life cycle and become young again. Scientists sometimes call it the immortal jellyfish. But humans are much more complicated. Our bodies collect damage constantly. DNA breaks down. Cells make mistakes. Even now, aging itself is still one of biology's biggest mysteries. And honestly, immortality might create a new kind of fear. Not fear of dying, fear of never being able to stop. Imagine watching everyone you know slowly change into strangers over hundreds of years. Languages evolve, countries disappear, technology becomes unrecognizable. After enough time, you might feel less human and more like a ghost wandering through history. At some point, people may even start begging for endings again. Because maybe death was never just a flaw in human life. Maybe it was part of what gave life shape in the first place. A movie only feels special because eventually the credits roll. A song matters because it ends. Even sunsets are beautiful partly because they don't stay forever. And if humans never died, life itself might slowly lose the thing that made it feel alive.